Jono, this is my self-interview for the Lijnbaan interviews, and I'll just get right to it. Um, right before starting the work, I felt quite nervous because I'd never done anything like this before. Never just randomly asking people on the street about stuff. So yeah, I was quite tense and nervous about that because I really didn't know how they were gonna answer. And what I did to prepare was basically only I wrote down the questions on a piece of paper so I could look at it while I was asking the people the questions so I didn't forget them. And yeah, I was also running ideas through my head how to approach them and how to ask them things. But when it came to practice, I felt quite uncomfortable really because everyone is just doing their thing, walking along. Then you have to like it felt to me almost as if you were breaking into their privacy, actually bothering them to get an answer. So that was interesting to say the least. Um, yeah, so beforehand I was quite nervous. And then when I got to it, I was just standing there and didn't really know what to do to myself because the people think you were trying to sell them something, which is, you often have that at the line baan. So you see their body language is already they're trying to avoid you because they can see you're not really someone that's just walking along with them as well, but just a person that wants something from them basically. um, so yeah, many people that I approached and said hey this and that, they immediately cut me off, said no thank you, not in a rude way but just to let them get on with their day. um, and now there were in the end um, five people who did want to do the interview, and those were all special cases, so to say. So uh, one one of them was were a couple of friends that I happened to come across there. Two other people were sitting next to us as we were taking a break, and then I decided to ask them, and they wanted to join. So yeah, they were also doing nothing basically, and I thought it was okay to do the interview. And then real funny story actually. Um, just as I was going into it, I came across someone actually trying to sell me something, a job or something like that. So I said, okay, I'll let you do your talk, and then after that, I have some questions for you. So that's how I got the other interview. Um, but basically, no people that were just walking along. They were really stubborn, which is quite normal. I think I would be the same. So um, well, that gives me some insight, um, because if I were to stand there with like a TU Delft stand, and I would have maybe a shirt on that says I'm from the TU Delft, and it's in like a scientific interview, I think people would be way more willing to participate. But now I was just some random guy standing there, and you have no idea what he's going to ask you. So that basically. And well, I was very tense beforehand, and as I was doing it as well a little, but it really gives you a rush to just talk to random people and don't really to not care about anything. So so sorry, I have a bad cough. But afterwards, it really felt like I accomplished something, and it gives you, you feel like, I'm alive, I'm doing this, just getting out of your comfort zone and really approaching people. And then for the people that responded, they tell you so much. So there's so much knowledge just walking around you, and you always have the opportunity to get that knowledge if the people want to talk to you. But that's not always the case, of course. So I'm looking at the questions now to see if I got everything. Um, yeah, so people were very closed because I don't think they understood what I was doing, and yeah, that's difficult to get that message across, of course. So if I could have profiled myself better, I think way more people would have wanted to respond. And then you really have some research, if you get like 20 people to fill out a form or something, maybe. But yeah, this sort of basic effort that I did was also, it was more personal. So yeah, people really start talking if you just let them as well. And then you really get the interesting stuff because at one of the interviews, I did all my questions and then I stopped, and the lady just kept on talking, but I didn't record anymore. But the really interesting stuff came after I asked all my questions. So maybe, yeah, if I could find a way to make them more comfortable from the first place and just let them do their thing, that's maybe I would get even more interesting answers. And that's well, all in all, I thought it was a very interesting thing to do, and it's not for me. I think you have to be a bit, uh, your personality. If you really like this, you have to be a bit bold and maybe even a little bit rude to just get people's attention. And that's not how I am. So it's not for me, but it was an enjoyable experience nonetheless. That's it. Thank you.